be full drink.
That's cool.
Yeah, guys, let me triangulate it. We shaped this 14 bolt, our truss, our everything. That's so mellow like that. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Welcome back to another episode of Blue Collar Garage Culture Shop. Today, we're checking out something a little bit different. Today, we're here at Brink Fab in central Alberta, just between Blackfalds and Red Deer. And they've got a really cool store full of lots of parts and stuff like that. But what they specialize in is cool off-road race machines. They'll do a little bit of anything though. So if you've got lowriders, hot rods, anything like that, custom fabrication that you need done, or even some one-off bracket parts and stuff like that, they've got a huge selection of stuff that's already pre-cut, and they'll cut whatever you need. They'll even help you design out your own four-link systems, suspension systems, anything like that. These guys are car guys at heart, and they dig everything and everything just like we do. So follow along as we go and check out this awesome shop.
Hey, I'm Eric with Brink Fab Motorsports. We're here at our shop in Red Deer, Alberta. Gonna go for a tour.
Sounds good. All right, so yeah, you were telling me that you've been here for about 10, 15 years?
Yeah, I think
about
this location about 10 years. We started with half of the space here that we have now and then expanded when the neighbors moved out, things like that. Previous to that, we did it full-time from home, had a 1,200 square foot garage at home that we did it out of. And did that 2 or 3 years. Previous to that, it was evenings and weekends, still worked a day job to pay the bills. Eventually, the day job and this both got too busy and I had to pick one. And building cool off-road race car stuff was way more fun, so we chose that.
That's cool. And then I know you guys also do off-road racing, right?
We do, yes. And that's kind of how we, built the brand, so to speak. We proved that what we believed would work by going out winning races and things like that. We raced the Ultra 4 series in the United States. Lots of people haven't heard of that. I kind of compare it to like the Baja 1000, except when the trophy trucks get to a mountain, they kind of wuss out and go around it, and we put it in low range and we go straight up and over all the big rocks too.
Yeah. So. I think we've seen one of the other places we went to, he had an Ultra 4 buggy.
Okay.
And used to do Ultra 4 racing.
Sure.
So pretty cool stuff.
For sure.
I mean, not something we dabble in very often, but it is something that's really cool. And I think it's an important part of car culture as well, as this off-road.
Yeah, motorsports is such a small community in the end, and it's cool that there's so many branches and segments to it. And for the most part, I think we all kind of play pretty nice together. So.
Yeah, pretty cool. So tell us what you got going on here in your showroom. It looks like you've got parts and stuff available here too. Yeah,
that's right. I mean, fully supplied for parts. At any given time, we have almost everything in-house at any time to build a complete car.
Oh, wow.
From, AN hoses and fittings to radiators, seats, engine, maybe not, because that's a little bit more specific to what the customer might want. But yeah, we try to keep fairly well stocked in the parts that we go through regularly.
Right.
And then we get a lot of walk-in customers that just need a fitting or a cooler or things like that. And
so you can just come in off the street and pick up any of this stuff.
100%.
Here. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
So like I say, lots of AN fittings, hoses, laser cut tabs and brackets are really popular.
Yeah. No, that's cool. And I mean, a lot of this stuff would be universal to other motorsports.
Very much. Like if you're doing a 4-link on anything, we'd have bracketry that could help. If you're doing shock mounts on something, we have shock tabs that can help.
Very cool.
And, they're all on the shelf ready to weld on.
Nice. We might be back then for some parts.
Hey, very nice. Perfect.
Tell us where you want to go next.
I don't know. We can tour through this way. Just some samples of stuff. We got kind of the trophy rack from races that we've won. Lots of pictures from all the races.
Very cool. So have you guys are planning on going out and racing this year and stuff too?
We just got back from King of the Hammers.
Okay.
That's kind of our Super Bowl. That's the biggest race of the year. It's 160-ish miles of desert and rock. We kind of had a mixed bag this year ourselves at KOH. We got there and the car didn't run well. The engine was having problems. We were having problems in the fall, but we thought we had it figured out. Obviously, we didn't. Finally found bad injectors causing the whole issue. Replaced all the injectors in the car. I overnighted them from Ohio for $14, which just makes me so angry because it's like $80 for us to ship anything up from the States, and it takes a week, right?
Yeah.
So we overnight these injectors, we get them in the car fires right up, and it's great. We do some engine tuning because the injectors obviously aren't identical to what we had in it. Car's ready to rock. The downside is we missed our qualifying time.
Oh, okay.
So we had to start at the back. So we started all the way at the back. We actually had a really fun day though, because starting at the back when you maybe belong at the front means you get to pass like so many guys, right? So we went from the very back to finishing 19th.
Oh, wow.
And that was a big deal. And even finishing at all at King of the Hammers is a win.
Yeah.
We'll have 200-ish total competitors start in that day, and you'll see 20 or 30 finishers. Oh, wow. So the attrition rate is just crazy. So
hard on vehicles.
Absolutely. Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool. So then are you running LS in your?
We are currently. We're running an LS3 with an LSA supercharger on it.
Okay.
12 to 14 pounds of boost.
Nice.
For what it is, it parties pretty good.
Yeah.
We have terrible loss through the drivetrain because we have big transmissions, big transfer cases, big drive shafts, big diffs, big tires. So we're like, high 500 horse numbers to the tire. Wow. Which is super respectable given that like we're budgeting for like a 40-45% loss. Yeah. So we're 800 plus kind of at the cranks.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So just random parts. Those are actually some arms for a trophy truck build that we're starting for a customer right now. Those are going to be the lower A arms off of that truck. They're all fully welded.
Those are huge.
Yeah, TIG welded 4130. They'll be heat treated and as close to bulletproof as what you can make it. That being said, like everything breaks.
We're used to seeing ones like
right. Yeah. Trailing arms for the same trophy truck.
Yeah.
One of our fabricated 9-inch housings, we build all of that in-house, fully designed in-house.
Oh, wow.
We do all our own 3D CAD work, get it all lasered and broke, weld it all together. We can put a 9-inch in pretty much anything that you want. Right here in Alberta.
So even us low rider guys or whatever.
Absolutely. They've been like a super surprising hit. We thought we'd build 9-inch housings for like our own projects, and we're shipping them like all over the United States now. So
wow.
They've been really good. Really good.
I mean, it's cool to have something like that right here in Central Alberta. Because I mean, shipping that stuff up from the States to here, like you said earlier,
that's the trouble, right? Yeah, exactly.
You gotta wait so long for it.
For sure. And then we got options for, depending on how tough you need it to be, 3.5-inch tube, 4-inch tube, and it's chromoly again, and as close to, again, bulletproof is what we can make them.
Awesome.
Yeah, some seats and transmissions,
very cool.
Safety gear. And then all the cool stuff is in the back. The showroom, we kind of neglect the showroom, to be honest, because it's just not that interesting. So back here is the cooler stuff for sure. The last bay here, we kind of use it as storage for projects as we're waiting on parts or budget to allow or things like that to progress.
Yeah.
This car is actually getting that LS3 out of my car. It's going in here. We're making a change in my car to a 598 big block instead.
Oh, cool.
Just to simplify the car.
Right.
And then we have another one of our chassis. This one's actually got a Coyote in it.
I was going to say, that looks like a Coyote.
Yep. Yep.
Very cool.
And then, 4Runner. This is getting one of our 9-inch housings in the back. This is a BC customer, a really good friend of the shop. JK that we're building. Again, LS3, lots of cage stuff. This will be go fast. This is actually going to be mine. The idea is that I can take more of my team pre-running the desert laps with it.
Oh, cool.
And then when it's home, my wife can take it to yoga and pass people in the ditch, jumping approaches, or whatever she decides to do. So,
pile all your buddies in and
for sure.
Nice.
No,
That's
should
cool.
be cool. And then I think like what else? This is actually like our car right here. This is the one that we just finished King of the Hammers in.
So I'd recognize this from some of the pictures, I think.
That's right. Yep, absolutely. Like I say, supercharged LS3 in it currently. Makes like real serious whoop-pow. Our diffs, our chassis, our suspension design, everything about it. This one is a limited class car. In the limited class, it's called Legends. It has to be 2 seats. It has to be a solid axle. It can't be independent front suspension. And it has to be a single shock per corner. So that's why you'll see some of the cars in the shock have what looks like a much more complex suspension design.
Right.
And most of that comes down to what class you want to race in.
Okay. So then you said this was a limited class.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. 37-inch maximum tire, single shock per corner. Those are kind of the key elements of that class.
Crazy. That's cool.
Then, another limited class car. This is actually a Washington State customer. We built it for him, took it down to Hammers. He raced it. He had a shock come apart on a mid-race, which kind of ended his day, but was doing really, really well until then. Lots of similarities to our car. Chassis obviously is the same. A little bit less motor in this one,
right.
But otherwise, yeah, real close.
Very cool.
And then we got Warren here. He's my main man at the shop. Yeah. It's just it's just the two of us in here now. I had as many as 5 full-time guys, but and then I had great guys, every one of them, awesome guys. But honestly, I just didn't enjoy the work anymore because I'm in the office and I'm not doing the work, and so we scaled it way back. And Warren's a wrench guy and I'm a welder guy, so we just come in and we build cool stuff.
We've actually been seeing a lot of that when we go around and tour the shops. Guys who had a bunch of people or whatever, they scaled down and just taking it, a project or two at a time, because it just brings the passion back into it.
That's what I found, and it wasn't for lack of work. Like, we could still have the 5 guys if we wanted it. We're backed up pretty good right now. Yeah. But I didn't like coming in anymore, so we got back to what it used to be when it was smaller, and back to liking it a little better. So that's good.
How long have you been working here?
Maybe 3 years.
3 years.
It was like primetime COVID when
Yeah.
when Warren got hired.
Nice. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, and then so this is an unlimited class car over here.
Okay.
So you got a little bigger tire on an unlimited class car. This is a 40. Those are 37s on the previous car. Right. And you'll notice they got like more shocks. So they have external bypass shocks.
Okay. Yeah.
And then a coilover shock. And then the biggest change is around the front, where we're allowed to do an independent front suspension.
Right.
So this has chicken wings on it.
Okay.
And the independent front suspension it's cheating. It's next level smooth and crazy, This coolest car I used to co-drive for the owner of this car, Ryan. Ryan and Sean, I built 2 cars, twins, both of them IFS, both really great guys, both never been off-road in their life.
Oh,
and
really?
They dove in the deepest end of the deepest pool you could possibly dive in, right? Built the most baller cars we could build them. And it was really neat because I get in it to co-drive for Ryan. He has no experience at all. And I mean, I've been racing already for a decade or more. And he'd just be hauling the mail across the desert. And I'd see stuff coming and I'm just like full brace, like, oh God, he doesn't see that or what? And the car is amazing. The car doesn't even just soaks it right up. Yeah. Something like this car, you'll hit like basically a 3-foot wall and it doesn't even know that it's happening.
So it's probably a good thing he went all out.
The downside with it is like a solid axle car, like the ones over there.
Yeah.
They'll hurt you before they hurt themselves. You'll know, like, oh dude, that was too much. That hit was too much. These ones don't warn you at all, and suddenly you have a wheel come off, and it just goes like scooting across the desert. It's like, well, I didn't even feel it. I didn't even think I was going hard yet, So.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that's our unlimited class platform. And then we
what
still
does this one have in it for a motor?
LS3 again LS3? In this one, actually. By far the most are LS. Yeah. We're only now kind of seeing it come back around to big block stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And even in that, in the unlimited class, you'll see some big block stuff. In the limited class like mine, you probably don't really yet. Right. We're making the change. Like I say, we just want to go back to a simpler car. The supercharger is amazing and it makes really good power, like I say, but now you got like intercoolers and intercooler pumps and water meth injection, and like there's so much more complexity to the car. And in ours, keeping it simple is a big deal because it's just so darn abusive that if you don't keep it simple and you have more things to go wrong, something is going to go wrong.
And something that you can't fix on the side of the trailer or whatever.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Makes sense. Very
Yeah.
cool. So then mostly you guys are doing LS stuff.
I would say,
mean,
like,
which is pretty,
9.5
across
out of
the board.
10 probably.
Yeah.
It's so figured out, man. Like,
Yeah, it is.
between that and the GM crate motor stuff,
Yeah.
where you can buy a hot cammed LS3 that makes 525 horsepower and comes with 2 years of warranty, and you can buy it cheaper than what you can get an engine builder to look at a bare block. For I don't know, 11, 12 grand, you're into 500 plus horsepower out of an LS. The fuel injection system is so figured out, and it's ready to ramp up to whatever you want to make. Sky's the limit. Things like that. So yeah, we've been really, really happy with the LS platform.
Yeah, that makes sense. We just featured a Ford F100 in the magazine this past year or whatever, and they did a Coyote swap, Illuminator Coyote swap in it, twin turbo, and it's like nothing was figured out because not very many people have done that yet. So it took a lot of money and a lot of time to get it sorted. And the whole time the builder's like, we should have just put an LS in here.
Yeah, you pick up a Summit catalog and just go click, 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 and you have everything you need to make 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah.
Was that like 2-wheel drive, real low?
Yeah.
Richard Myron built that.
Yeah, Myron. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We just did a cage in a early Bronco for Myron.
Okay, yeah.
So, see, and that's the thing, small world, right?
Exactly,
like the car culture crosses over even between that and us. So,
100%.
Yeah, Myron was in last week picking up a Bronco.
Nice. There you go. Yeah.
And still lots of trail wheeler stuff. Originally before all the racing, that's what we did. We built trail wheelers. Lots of Jeeps. 4-link suspension, roll cages, things like that. We were on a stretch of lots of Toyotas in the shop recently. We don't know why, but
Toyotas are becoming popular across the board.
Everywhere.
Honestly. Mini truck and stuff they're picking up again. And they're cool, and this is sweet.
Again, LS3. This is getting like 1-ton junkyard diffs, whole new interior, cage, coilover suspension, 43-inch tires. Going to be super capable trail rig for sure.
That's cool. You're watching Blue Collar Garage Culture Shop. Blue Collar Garage was founded with a simple idea to bring easy, affordable space to the people with all-in economic pricing that offers simplicity and confidence. Zero risk, easy in, easy out, 30-day notice guarantee means no lengthy contracts, and reliable space with 24/7, 365 access when you need it and secure while you're away. Blue Collar Garage is proudly Canadian and uniquely Albertan with locations in Red Deer County, Airdrie, and Lacombe. Visit bluecollargarage.com or call Cole at 403-318-5496 to get started. Let's roll.
I think Aaron, the owner of this, found us through social media when we built an all aluminum Jeep Willys a couple of years ago for a customer with, again, a hot cammed LS and an MV4500 and 4-wheel steer and really cool truck too. We should have called Nathan and had him bring that in for today.
Yeah, this looks like it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Pretty all out.
We had to cut the whole interior out of it in order to fit the drivetrain the way it wanted. The early 4Runner cabs and things are real tight. So we got lots of bead rolling inside and, all new tins in there. Working on some seat mounts and things like that, maybe even later today.
That's cool. Cool cage, and you're doing some fender work and stuff to fit the big tires?
Yeah, we basically wore and cut and sectioned the fender, moved it back to make a stock fender opening that would fit a 43. Around the other side, it's actually a little more complete and viewable, but nice. it gives a more finished look than lots of guys will just we'll cut the sheet metal and then the tire fits, and it's not actually trimmed out.
Yeah,
then,
it looks
right?
really good. That's a cool detail. It looks really good. That's awesome. And the cage in there looks really cool too.
No, yeah. It's definitely going to be cool. Just a family wheeler. He's got 2 little kids, and the wife are going to go leaf looking out west with him, kind of thing.
You know, I was this close to getting into off-road stuff instead of lowrider stuff all through high school or whatever. That's what we did. We went wheeling. We had 4x4s and stuff like that. So yeah, it's cool to see this stuff too. Definitely.
Yeah, perfect. And then I don't know, we're just early stages of a new car. This is going to be another Ultra 4 car. This is a different chassis design than what we've ever done before. So again, did all the 3D CAD work on the computer. There's diffs and tires and engine and everything already in it. This one's getting a Hellcat, and it's going to be mid-engine.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of new to us. We've never done a mid-engine before, but we're excited to take a crack at that.
That's cool. So then I think I saw on your website that you guys have some like standard cages or buggies that you guys build.
We do, yeah.
And then this one's not one of those standard.
Correct.
Ones. This one's
custom. So the website stuff kind of talks more about the cars that we've already seen, those chassis.
Right.
We have packages for customers from just a chassis that is at a builder stage. They're going to add some tubing themselves to save some money. All the way up to like a roller where the diffs and shocks are in it.
Right.
All the way up to turnkey, as much or as little as someone wants.
That's cool.
Lots of our customers will have us take it to roller, so we'll have shock mounts. The diffs are in. They can get it on and off of a trailer, get it into their garage,
right.
And then they'll come back and start buying an interior package. So we'll sell them all the tins. They can put those in, and then the seat mounts, and they'll put those in, and they can kind of piece it together themselves at home, like a big jigsaw puzzle over the course of a year or two, and then come out and have fun with it, whether it's trail wheeling it or racing it.
Right. That's cool. So is this like your jig?
Yep.
Jig setup?
That's right. Cool. All fixtured. Again, that's all part of the CAD design work.
Right.
And then the fixturing partly ensures that it gets built accurately, which helps with final assembly and making sure suspension is going to work and clearances are good. Partly it just makes it way easier to build because I can just set tubes in their cradles, and we know that if they fit, they're right, and if they don't, I must have done something wrong. So.
Yeah, I've never seen this kind of work being done before, but as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, that's genius. Like, why wouldn't you do it that way?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's definitely a step, compared to how we used to do it.
Yeah.
Even 5 or 10 years ago. This is much more complex and intricate, but I think for both quality control and honestly just ease of work, putting the effort in ahead of time in design is worth it to pay off for sure.
Makes sense.
And that's kind of projects, and then like tooling, CNC press brake, mill, lathe.
Yeah, that machine is huge.
The lathe,
I mean,
it's more machine than what we could possibly need. Like someone with more machining skills needs to be here for that. But it was the right deal at the right time, and I'm like, screw that. I'll take that home. It's cool.
That thing's got to weigh a ton.
I forget what it was, 40-some hundred pounds. Like 4,900 pounds. Yeah, we thought it was heavier, but when we unloaded it with a friend's picker truck, he had a scale on the hook so he could tell us what it weighed.
That's crazy. I've never seen one that big in person. Like,
sure.
I've been to some other shops and have some buddies or whatever.
They'll have a little one like we have over here, probably.
Yeah, exactly. And that's more like what I've seen before. As soon as I saw that, I was like, holy.
Yeah. This is still just a little one. Yeah, they do come bigger yet, but
that's cool.
And like I say, we got obviously another smaller lathe. We'll probably end up selling that at some point. CNC plasma in-house. So we can cut brackets and tabs and things like that. We can also cut like notching and tubing with this one.
Oh, okay.
So we don't have to hand notch our tubing, and that again leads to higher quality control, and if you put the time in ahead on the design, a little bit faster work.
More precision and stuff.
So yeah, that's kind of the quick and dirty tour.
Sweet. No, that's awesome. I really appreciate it. That's some really cool stuff in here.
Yeah, right on. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
And then like off-road is what we do more so in the shop. That being said, like the summertime, I daily an 03 Chevy that's lowered on 22s. Like it's nothing special, but it's cool. And we have a 49 style line out back that we're going to put one of my big block Cadillacs in sometime and just roast tires.
Yeah, there you go.
So we get thought of very much as an off-road shop, and maybe even more so as an off-road race shop.
Yeah.
We don't turn down work that comes in. We've done cages in Miatas and cars and, whatever people want. Lots of side-by-side stuff. That's really popular, obviously.
Very cool. I mean, car guys are car guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sweet. No, that's awesome. No, I really appreciate it.
Of course,
I appreciate you showing us around the shop and,
Of course.
and showing us what else you got here.
Yeah, it's cool to get the call.
So that was Eric and his guy from Brink Fab, and that was an awesome tour and some cool stuff that we haven't seen before. Even my wife behind the camera had a good time checking this stuff out. So maybe we'll see a little bit more 4x4 stuff in the future on the channel, but that was a really cool tour and some cool stuff to check out. Thanks for watching, and check out the summary of this tour in the April magazine coming out April 1st, and stay tuned in 2 months for the next episode. Thanks, guys. Keep cruise culture alive.